Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to Dutchman Plays Learning Factory. Another day in update week. This is Learning Factory. This is a game that came out early this year in January, so it's been out for quite some time. It updated into 1.0, and we're gonna just dive right into it. I'm gonna continue a game I was playing just a little bit earlier. I've got things a little bit set up, so we can kind of skip some of the early games, some of the slow parts. Based on the name, you can probably tell this is a factory game. Yawn, seen it, been there, done that. Guess what? This one's got a bit of a twist to it. This is designed for kids.
New upgrade available.
What do I mean by that? This game is educational. This game is designed to teach kids about AI learning, large language models, how they can be used in real-world applications inside of a virtual game environment. So, just like most of your factory games, you have resources to harvest, you have production buildings to convert them into more useful, more valuable resources. You have places to turn those resources into cash, or science, or something else. In this case, we are summoning cats from the ether. We are selling them various components like yarn balls, cloth, raw resources like cotton and copper, and then the cats will give us money, which will fund our resources. I guess our research, I should say. Down here in our tech tree, all of our researches cost money, and that costs money because it goes to our salary of the researchers that we have hired. So all the researchers we can hire have different proficiencies, they have different salaries per article that they write. Some of them have perks that will either increase or decrease their viability, but ultimately, research costs money. So more money means more research, means we're getting through our tree faster, which is going to get us to our end goal of building a Catopia. Like I said at the start of the game, this is targeted towards kids. This is a factory game that is unlike Factorio. It is unlike Satisfactory. This game was targeted towards children to get them interested in AI learning and AI models and large language models. At every step of the game, you can always... Let me see if I can find it. Codified Wiki is probably a good place to start. You can actually find YouTube videos about AI learning. You can find YouTube videos about linear regression. You can find YouTube videos about large language models and how they can be used to adjust pricing in the real-world application. The idea of this game was not to appease the Factorio veterans, the Satisfactory veterans, but to give people who have children a way to introduce them into the genre, to kind of show them how logistics works, how production works, how computers can be used in the real-world applications to refine our marketing strategies. So I'm just going to kind of break it down to you, show you what's all going on. Right now you can see I have a couple of shops already. My world vortex is summoning cats from the ether. Actually, it's summoning them from Mars, splitting them in half and sending them to both of my stores. This is just because one store was simply too slow to deal with all the cats I was processing. So now I am splitting them in half and I am able to handle them much more efficiently.
New resume
How do I
received.
determine what to sell the cats? At the very start of the game, you are given a basic store, the 1 cent store, which will sell all of your items for 1 cent, 1 coin. That's not very efficient. Obviously, my
unlocked.
earliest items might be worth 1 cent, but much of my more complicated items are going to be worth a heck of a lot more. I should be selling them for more because of the extra time, effort that is being put into them. Which brings us to our second store, the cat store. This store lets you manually set your prices. Okay, my cats are coming in. I know that yarn is worth roughly 2, maybe 3. Cloth is worth 4. Copper, I'm going to set it to 1.5, something like that. And sure, I might hit some of the cats, I might miss some of the cats, but every time I want to change my price, maybe it's been too low for too long, I realize I'm losing out on profit, I have to run back to my store, I have to set my prices again, I have to move to the other store, I have to set my prices again, and it's all just very inefficient. Eventually what you want to do is you move into these smart cat stores. Each of these smart cat stores lets you set your pricing model. You can choose to set your prices manually, or you can let a machine do it for you. You can set a machine learning model set your prices for you. What that is going to do is it's going to look at the cat that is coming in, it's going to use previous data for that cat type and say, these cats are worth this amount of money for the specific product, I'm going to sell it for this much. So you have dynamic pricing for each of your items that you're selling based on previous sales. Well, now, even without user input, I'm able to collect more profit per item because I'm using previous data to inform my sales decisions. I'm doing that using these linear regression models. Now, linear regression, obviously, if you are familiar with machine learning, is not the best way to do it. What this does is it basically looks at all the sales. I sold yarn for 1. I sold yarn for 2. I sold yarn for 2 again. I sold yarn for 2 again. Over those 4 sales, 3 of them were 2, 1 of them was 1, so I'm probably going to sell my next item at about 1.75 to maybe 1.88, if I had to guess. Something along those lines. You're taking the average of all your sales, but just because the average of your sales has included a lot of data into it, doesn't mean that you're always going to hit correctly. The average model doesn't take into effect what the actual consumers are. If I look just down here, I can already see I have normal cats. I have worker cats. I have granny cats. Each of these demographics are going to have their own demands and desires upon the marketplace. Cats might want everything made for them, ready to go. Worker cats might be more industrious. They might want more raw resources. They might want to make the things on their own. Granny cats are probably like normal cats, but maybe they have more money because they're older. I don't know. But a linear regression is not going to take any of that demographic data into account. It's just going to say, sale was 1, sale was 2, sale was 1. And then make an average from there and try to sell around that average. The whole point of this game is to teach people about large language models, about market research, about using these large databases of sales to inform people not only how to sell to a specific person, but to a specific demographic. So as we look down the tech tree, apparently there's a quality mechanics in the game. We'll work on that later. As you move down the tech tree, you start to get into data storage. Advertising cat gate. This is going to sort cats based on what they may or may not want, right? Cat request category splitter. Roadside boutique. Logistic regression. This is an even more advanced regression model based on the linear regression. Instead of just taking the average, I'm now going to take an exponential function and kind of adapt to the curves more sophisticatedly. Linear is never going to be very, very precise. You're always going to hit or miss by quite a bit. Specialized Smart Store, Target Ad Cafe, Experimental Lab. Eventually you get to Turing Tree. If you know what Turing is, that's kind of like the AI test. Can computers think? I'm not sure how that works, but we move into Neural Network. We have Neural Classifier. Graphic Card Assembler, I think, is just for production. But you end up at Quantum Tech Assembler. Deep Neural Network. And finally, you get into ChatGPT, CatGPT, where you have large language models analyzing your sales data, analyzing your demographic data, analyzing what people are wearing, what people are thinking, what people are saying as they're coming into the store, and adapting your sales model to them. So this is a very interesting game. This project was started well before the AI boom, well before ChatGPT ever became a thing. And it has grown with the AI boom. Some of the tutorial tips are pointed at recent developments. But the idea is, cats come in, you sell products to them, you build up large databases of data based on those sales, and then you try to refine your model to make sure you're selling things as efficiently as possible, then growing your research team, growing the number of cats you're pulling in, growing the diversity of your products, and aiming them towards your very specific markets that are coming in, and just being a well-oiled machine. With all that in mind, I'm going to kind of play for a bit, show you what we're up to. I have my requests in the top. These are going to kind of guide me, just like any other mission would. There is terraforming. Your natural resources don't have to be found organically on the map. You can plant them on your own and then collect them later. Let's see. I need to craft a drill, purchase some land, research hoverboard, do the prototype. Certain segments of the research tree are blocked behind cat secrets. These are just exploration secrets. You need to go out, you need to find them. Some of them are already available. Some of them need to expand into a territory in order to find them. But they're just kind of pit stops along the way, I might say. Also, as you are building your technology, things will upgrade. As you reach milestones on the production path, for example, if I produce 1,000 pieces of cloth, I can upgrade the production time. If I sell maybe 250 pieces of cloth, then I can upgrade their quality. More sophisticated cats want more quality products, so on and so forth. Here's one of the paywalls in the game. It'll tell me, it'll even tell me what's in there for me to pick up. It'll tell me what veins are in there, what resources are in there, the geography of it. Very, very interesting. It's quite a sophisticated territory expansion map. I was not expecting that. But it is very, very nice to see. Let me just craft a drill. I'm going to press C. Drill, claw sharpener maker. That's a new building I haven't made yet. Here's a drill. Iron 20. I have that. Boom. I get my reward of money. Purchase some land, expand your domain. I don't know where I want it. I don't know what I want to do with it. I have so many new cats coming in, but I don't know how to satisfy them. I can buy this. It costs 136. It has an archive for production, lava bridge, a whole bunch of stuff. I'll just buy it, just to show it off.
Achievement unlocked.
Alright, we bought a territory. Here's our knowledge archive production.
Factory expanded.
Activating that will boost our production.
Cat secret acquired.
And I think it'll also unlock, indeed, it did. I can now get the concrete mixer because I have the cat secret. Oh, I can use it anywhere. Okay. So the secrets you unlock are coded. You have to use them in specific locations. This is my first purple. I also have a yellow. So I can get the hoverboard secret by unlocking this node. If I look down the line, this is maybe the next yellow secret I would need. So I'm probably okay to get this one, right? If I look at the purple one, it's like a little dissected cube. I have one here. Then over here. Then over here. So it kind of looks like it's all going to go in a line anyways. I'm probably okay to get this one. And now I can get concrete mixer queued up.
Achievement unlocked.
Cool. Cool beans. Cool, cool, cool. We got cargo docks here. I have no idea what those are yet. We got some storage with some items in it. It's got some concrete. If I press tab, that'll take me to my under view. I already have access to the lava level. There isn't anything down here yet. It's usually used for just building your underground belts. But you can harvest some resources from the underground yet. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far in the game. But that is an option available for you. Here's a basic production line. Here I have 3 carton harvesters. They're all facing the most efficient amount of plots. The cotton is going into a combined line, which may not be the most efficient given how fast these are working. I haven't calculated how fast they are. But they're feeding 3 cloth makers, 2 yarn ball makers. Yarn balls are kind of running light. I could add a 3rd yarn ball if I wanted to. I don't know if I do though. I'm only running out. I'm not zeroed out yet. Over here, everything is at 50 of 50, so we're probably fine. I did satisfy that reward. Over here is your research building. And I think you can expand this outwards, but it kind of just gives you a starting point. You can check your data and your graphs to see which cats you're failing to satisfy. You can look at your factory income, how many tips you've gotten, income from stores, whether or not your stores are successful, items sold in stores. There are a lot of different ways to break down the data, and this is honestly a pretty impressive data set. Happy cats will give you hype. Unhappy cats, I don't necessarily know if they'll take it away, but overall loyalty of satisfied cats. Legendary cats attended. Extra items added to shopping lists. There are so many different ways to break down your data in this. Not all of it's useful, but the idea that it's there is very, very impressive. Looks like you can make trade routes with your territories. You can craft zeppelins to do aerial trades. There's a lot to the game. And there's a lot to learn from the game, which I think is the most important part. Your story is going to be in kind
We're
of
collecting data incorrectly.
2000s era.
Data sets
cat
are
meme.
unbalanced. But our team
Speaking.
invented great
But-
success.
Again, we're targeted towards kids, so don't read too deeply into that if you're an adult. What else do we have to talk about? There's a wiki in the game to tell you about every single item. There are some ideal layouts already put into the game to help you out. You can actually export these as blueprints if that's something you're interested in. For example, here's a cat sorter. First, you take off the normal cats, then worker cats, then this third cat that I don't even recognize, and your output would be whatever's left over, right? Manipulators are basically your lever movers. You can read about them in more detail. You can watch a YouTube video on how to use them. You can learn about possibly robot arms and real-world applications. This is a learning game. It is meant to teach people how to do things, and it's a very good game. I love Learning Factory. I think this is fantastic. The devs have worked on a whole series of games in the Learning X kind of extended universe. Is that the word I want to go for? There was Learning IO, which I think was like a computer programming game. This is Learning Factory, of course, which is a logistics simulator and factory building game. All very, very cool. All very, very informational. If I look at my resources at the top, I have a machine learning capacity. I have 4 linear regression models going to kind of refine how effectively I'm selling things. But that's literally my cap. Eventually, I'm going to have to build data centers, expand my power network to power those data centers, so on and so forth. And all these things are just going to make my shops more efficient at handling my cats. So really, really cool game. Again, it's been in early access for quite a long time. It's finally finished as of January this year. And I think they deserve all the love and recognition for finishing their project. This game is awesome. I've serviced enough worker cats, so I got some conveyor belts. It's a little slow to get to conveyor belts as far as the technology tree is concerned.
New type of
This
item
takes
was requested
not just
in the
iron, but
store.
iron plus to make. So even before I can make that, I have to actually upgrade my iron production drill to make 1,000 units of iron before I can even start automating iron. Which seems a little crazy to me,
Shopaholic invasion is here.
but maybe I'm just doing the game wrong. I think that could be toned down just a bit. I don't know if the game has like boxes or crates that you can put things into. There is a box maker, but that's ironically enough just to make boxes for cats to sit in. Maybe that's not ironic at all. Maybe everyone knew that boxes are for cats to sit in. Maybe I'm the fool. Ooh, so here you go. Metal thingy that upgrades metals into quality metals. You don't have to wait for this thing to upgrade. You can just research into here. So let me create the queue to that. It literally is 2 things away. I need 300 research here, then a 400 research here. As long as money is coming in on the steady, we'll get that in no time. And in fact, I can see at the top, my income per section is up to 4 per second, which is huge. That is actually quite insane. We are satisfying our cats like never before. We are getting 50 cats on the regular. Our hype is climbing. I don't know what changed. I don't know why the cats are suddenly so aggressive for whatever we're selling to them. But the idea that we're satisfying them is 100% cool. Cotton and yarn are low, so we would like to buff those up. This guy only has so many cotton plants. Let's see if I can plant more. I can plant my own cotton plants, okay? 1, 2, 3. This is an upgrade I unlocked. I don't remember where it was, but now I can. Oopsies. Under terraforming, I now have growing cotton plants. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Perfect. Over to production, I can make a cotton harvester. 7 wood and 3 iron. It pops up right in my deck here. We'll slap that together. And I'm going over to logistics. I'm just going to turn this into there. Oopsies. And let me see if I can find any fertilizer. I do have 68 fertilizer. I'm going to buff all these plants up so they can grow more quickly. And very soon we will have the cotton shortage handled. What can we do about the yarn shortage? The only thing we can do is put another building. Over in production, I do not have a yarn building built, so I will go to C. I'm going to make a yarn ball maker for 3 iron and 3 wood. I'm going to slap that in the line here. And then I'm going to put a splitter. Do I have a splitter? I have a T splitter. Do I care about a T splitter? It's probably the same, right? I'll just make a new one. Iron 3 makes a splitter. Up, 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 up. And then this comes in here. Just to make things a little more efficient, I'm going to have this come in after the first merge. And now I have 3 yarn makers pumping out yarn to my factory here. The other one isn't struggling, aside from on cotton production. Can I increase cotton production over here? Well, this guy's just pulling from whatever leftovers I had. If I go to my crafting menu, back to terraforming, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 2 right clicks. Apparently I'm missing wood. Well, I can suck up wood from over here. I got some trees. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. I have 4, I needed 10. What am I missing now? I don't know if I'm missing anything. Alright, so 3x5 is the maximum range that the cotton harvester will go to. I'll make another one because I need it. And then it's very easy. I just connect this belt into that one. Oopsies. There we go. Now some of these aren't built yet. They're going to take some time to grow, and then they're going to take some time to mature. So I'm going to fertilize everything. And now this is going to be nice and happy in just a couple moments. Apparently we filled up on cotton though, so I don't know what happened there. You'd rather be full on resources than empty on resources, I'll tell you that much. This one is still very dangerously low on cotton. If I have any in my inventory, I can fill it manually, but you want to have it automated. These are still taking some time to grow. 16%, 7%, 8%. So it's going to be quite some time before this cotton collector comes online. But when it does, this should be self-sustaining. 2 factories should be enough to support all the cats coming in here. So this is it's a cool game. It's a modular game. You can kind of build things where you want them. You can take them apart, move them away, build huge mega cotton factories, have them all coming into one mega cotton processing plant that makes every cotton item in triplicate every second.
Machine learning model trained into stability.
Ooh.
Achievement unlocked.
According to my cat doctor, one of my models just reached stability. Probably this one. I think this was the first I put down. How can I tell? Current error value 1.27, 1.44, 1.18. That sounds pretty stable. 1.18. Why did these guys look like the stable ones? I put these guys down second. Anyways, their current data is 873. They're on their 445th regression module. Basically, they've thrown away 447 data sets and they're now on the 448th. And this is the most efficient, the most calculated, the best, most accurate.
Machine learning model trained into stability.
It's all very, very interesting. If you are interested in AI learning, I know it's a little bit past the mark.
Stay hydrated. Drink some water.
Oh, thank you, Catman. Oh, thank you. I needed a warning on how to hydrate. I know how to hydrate, but your kids might not. So once again, I always love factory games that will watch out for you. This one's full purple. This one's like purple and pink a little bit. I don't know what's going on with that. But I think I've shown off enough of this game. I think you kind of get the idea. If you are just looking for a factory game, there's probably not enough new here to keep you interested. If you have kids, if you are interested in AI learning, and if you are interested in digging deep into those topics, then this game has a lot of resources available in-game for you to learn from, to play with, to experiment with, in a closed environment at zero risk. If you are one of those people, I think you're going to love this game. I think you're going to love this development team. I think you're going to love this whole department. I think you're going to like a lot of the things they do. Maybe not everything they do, but most of the things they do. With that in mind, thanks everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please click the like and subscribe button. It really helps small channels like this one grow and reach a wider audience. And I hope you have a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening. Goodbye.